everybody, it's Mary and I'm going to do some painting. I'm going to paint a sunflower. It's a pretty simple guy. I started with a white base coat on the whole thing, a yellow base coat on the whole thing. Of course, I let that dry in between. And then I painted this nutmeg in the middle. I painted it nutmeg. So let me do something right quick. Let's do this, let's do that. Just kind of getting set up. Hope you guys can join me. And we're good, I think. Okay, so I'm going to, hi everybody, how are y'all? I'm gonna be doing a quick tutorial. It's not gonna take long. And this is on a sunflower. We actually had this sunflower as a part of our stuff last year. And so, I can't remember, probably about a year ago, probably last spring. And we've had a lot of people comment on it and want to see a tutorial because I think the last one we did, it was with some other stuff. So let me know you're here, comment and tell me hi or tell me something. I see some people logging on, but I can't see comments. Hopefully those are going to come up. Now I'm going to do this, and this is a light yellow. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of start with the petals because that's just usually what I do. And then you can see here and right here in these little recesses, I wasn't able to get the yellow paint because I actually rolled this. So what I will do is I will do some shading on this guy like so. And then I'll take my brush and I will come in there in those little recesses and put some paint in there. So I hope you guys are doing good. Today is it's kind of a weird weather day. Miss Victoria and I got on this morning and we were in the academy, and she showed us how to paint fur, kind of like on this guy right here, on the cat. Hey Debbie, how are you? I'm good, I'm good. I hope you're good. We have two Debbies on here. How are y'all doing? It's and so Miss Victoria was in there this morning. She was in the academy showing us how to do the fur on this cat right here. So good. I learned a lot. It's really cool to have people come in and teach me something because I really am just self-taught, kind of learned. I say I learned on the fly, meaning I just kind of learned here and there and yonder, and there's just some things I don't think I did learn. So we had a good time, and I thought, well, let me get on and just do some of the what I'm going to do with this guy right here. It's a sunflower. We have it in stock at the shop, and it's just a really easy pattern. It's springtime, y'all, and I really like sunflowers, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to put these at the shop, I think, for sale too. And I'm just kind of coming in here going like, I'm just putting paint brush strokes just here, there, and yonder. I'm not looking for anything perfect. Hey PJ, how are you? And we got two Debbies on here. I'm doing pretty good. It's the weather's kind of weird. We've been doing some. Everybody else was out there glittering this morning. I wasn't. I was on a live on the Academy page with Victoria. Her and I went live together. And so the sunshine is non-existent here, and I kind of need some sunshine to dry. But what you gonna do? It's just the way it is. So I am putting some paint on the brush right here and going into those recesses because I could not get my yellow roller. I actually rolled the yellow on here with a roller. A lot of times I do that on base coating. I use a roller just because it's faster. But I guess the downside to a roller is you got to wash the thing out if you don't use that color over and over again. But the good side is, well, you have to wash brushes out too. Rollers are a little harder to roll out, to clean up than brushes, but they go a lot faster as far as, you know, doing a base coat. So I've got my shading yellow, and you can see really there's not a lot to painting this. It's just kind of coming in here, putting your strokes wherever you want them. And I'm almost done with the petals, and all I've done is a little bit of shading on the outside. Of course, I've got to do the inside here. And what I'm going to do on that, I think I'm going to go ahead and shade that inside. So let me show you something right quick. I'm going to get out some shading brown, and I'm going to, yeah, this is shading brown. Put a little water in it. And I'm gonna shade this, and then these are like the sunflower seeds. I'm gonna paint those after I get my shading done. Show you what I mean by that in just a second. There's really not a lot to this guy, but he's a cute, it's a very cute summer piece. All right, let's do it this way. Now, if you do something like this and you want to glitter it, I included a link in the beginning of the comments. It's basically a whole video that I have on glittering, along with a PDF, a 4-page PDF document that you could download if you want. And you can basically, you know, watch the video, and it also has written instructions on how to glitter. A lot of times, for whatever reason, glittering is something that we get a lot of questions about. And I just think that's probably, a lot of people like to put the glitter on there because it's pretty. We don't glitter everything we do, but you can definitely click that link that I pinned at that I included at the top. And let me go ahead and pin it. I'm gonna pin it, y'all. Let me pin it. I just pinned it, so that way it'll be at the top. And it's a whole video and 4-page PDF print. You can print it and read it. Now I've got some shading orange right here. I'm doing good today, Debbie. I had was in the academy this morning with Miss Victoria. She was teaching us how to do fur and hair on an animal. And it's just so nice to be able to have her as a resource and a tool, you know. So we did that this morning. And I'm actually going to do another live this afternoon. Now, I'm not trying to make these brush strokes perfect. They're not going to, my strokes on this are not really going to be even. I'm just kind of stroking it here and there and yonder. Trying to put a little bit of orange on here without putting orange on here, if that makes any sense. I want some more color, but I don't want the whole thing to get real orange. And so Victoria and I were on the academy, and that was fun. She came over to the house and we just did it together. Doing the fur on this kitty cat back here. Now, while I have this brush, I'm gonna go ahead, this is shading orange. And notice I'm doing this differently than what I was, over here I was just putting some paint on. Here, I am just putting a lot of paint in this circle. You can tell by looking at my brush, I think I've got quite a bit of paint on this brush. I certainly wouldn't want that much paint when I'm doing these strokes out here on these yellow petals. And I'm just kind of going for a random look. I'll probably put 5 or 6 of these in orange, which is what I have on my brush right now. Maybe 5 or 6 in red, and probably 5 or 6 of these seeds in white. I'm not trying to make it look patterned. I'm trying to make it look random. Let's see, 2, 4, 5. Let's do 1 over here. How about that? Then I'll come back and I'll probably do the same amount in red and in white. All right, let me keep turning. I got a Lazy Susan up under here, y'all. While I still have some paint on that brush, I'll just kind of drag it out here and like so, here, like that. And just kind of keep turning this thing around. Kind of doing this, this, this. And some of my brush strokes are going to be real even, and some of them are not going to be even at all. And that's kind of the look I'm going for. Not trying to make it look real perfect. If I put much more than this on here, this whole thing starts turning a lot orange on me. And I just kind of want to keep it more yellow. That's why I'm going to kind of back off. Now I've got my shading yellow. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up the red. Let me do some red seeds first. And well, I might put some shading yellow seeds on here. But let me just, this is 20, our number 20 red. Excuse me, I just had lunch, y'all. Our regular number 20 red. And I'm gonna definitely need some white seeds to make this thing get a little bit lighter. But I can do that last. You'll see just by watching, this thing is pretty easy to paint. The color underneath this, the middle part, is nutmeg. And then I shaded using some shading brown. So this color right here in the middle, brown, is nutmeg. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5. And we'll do, until I can't decide where to go, 6 right here. And then, looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I got enough. I can do white and I can do shading yellow. So let me do that. All right, let's see. White, let's do shading yellow seeds, and then that'll leave me room to do some white. I'm just trying to get these seeds to be a little bit different colors. So I'm gonna have actually 4 different color seeds: red, white, shading orange, shading yellow. And I'm just kind of come over here. Paint's still a little bit wet there on that shading brown, but that's okay. I'm gonna just cover it up anyway. And I'm just kind of going, excuse me, in random ways just to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this, y'all. 5. 6. How about that? Then I'm going to pick up some white. Okay, let's get some white. And I'm going to do some highlighting on my petals and do the rest of these seeds in white. So when you're looking at this, you're going to see all kinds of seed colors, but that's the look I'm going for. I got a lot of water in there, y'all. I'm going to come over here and kind of spread this out a little bit. I cleaned out my brush, but I don't think I got enough water out of it. So I've got to be careful. I got a lot going on here, y'all. Okay. Now my seeds are really, really wet, so I'm gonna have to be careful with these things and make sure I leave this alone and undisturbed so it can dry. Because if I'm not careful, those seeds got so much paint on them, if I turn them up, you know, if I kind of angle it too much for too long, the paint will start dripping. But you can see I've got a lot of pretty seeds. Now, while I have that, I'm just gonna come in here and just go in here, and wherever I see solid light yellow paint, where there's no shading or no brush stroking of any colors, I'm just going to do that. Okay, I have one thing left, and then this guy is done. See, I haven't been on here very long, and this guy is almost done. So I started with 1 coat of white. I rolled the whole thing on there. Then I went to 1 coat of yellow, rolled the whole thing on there. Then of course I painted my nutmeg. Hold on, y'all, I'm trying to find the thing. And I came on here and painted the rest of it. I just shaded some shading yellow, outlined in shading orange, and then I've got seeds of shading yellow, shading orange, red, and white. Got some paint in there. This is shading red, and watch what I do on the round. All I'm gonna do is give this a little bit definition in here. And I'm just following the CNC line, that's all I'm doing. Just following that line. I'm not putting a wide brush stroke on here because I don't want this to be, this is a very dark color I have on my brush, it's shading red. If I make that line really, really wide, this whole thing gets real dark. I don't want that. Yes, I want some definition on my I want some definition around this middle part, but I don't want the whole thing to get real dark. Y'all, I think I'm done. Woohoo. See how simple that was? I'm gonna put this up here so y'all can see it. That's the middle of my sunflower. I can't turn it up too much because I've got so much paint on there. I'll be on probably later today or tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly when to do the Hey Y'all truck. But thank y'all for tuning in, and you can see a pretty cool sunflower. And what, it took me about 20 minutes? Not long at all. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.